Okay guys, hello everyone, and if you're watching from India, namaste. This is your African boy, myself Gabs Gabi. I'm from South Sudan in Africa, and today I'm going to share one of the video. It's gonna be kind of awareness video, guys, because it's not my first time here to start hearing about African got deported from India back home, which is really something disappointed, and I'm pretty sure no any African student who want to experience this kind of life, because it's really hard, guys. Like, imagine you will come from Africa, it's another continent, and coming to India, which is Asian continent, and maybe at the end of your course or within or after 2 to 3 years, then suddenly you start or you end up being deported by the Indian government. So I'm here to make awareness video. So today I'm going to share with you guys why is the Indian government deporting the international student, or I can say African student specifically. So without wasting time, let's go. Okay, the first reason why my African brothers are getting deported or sent back home because of visa violation, guys. So we all come India with a visa. We all know that as a foreign, international or African student. Before coming India, we have our own visa. I know there is a lot of visa like work visa, student visa. So most or all of the foreign or international students who do come India, they have the student visa, which is gonna keep you in India. Without that, you will not be here. So it is kind of a permission. It's your own visa, meaning that you have to take care of it. You have to update it every time. So what happened is that some Africans or some of our brothers, they will come here. Like, some people will end up forgetting. Yeah, it happens. Some people will forget updating their visa, because some people, they used to come from their home with like maybe the country, their home country will give them first like maybe 1 year, 2 year, 3, or maybe some people, they used to get 4 years of visa while coming India, and some people also will get few like 6 month visa while they're coming India. And you know, mostly like most of the students, they will come here, they will do like 3 years, 4 years course like that. So it depends from which country you're coming. Like for myself, when I was coming from South Sudan, I came through Sudan. I'm supposed to come from South Sudan, which is my country, but for saving money purpose, I was in Sudan, so I started direct my journey from Sudan, and I started all my process and visa issue to come India. So I wasn't lucky. The Sudan government, like, they gave me only 6-month visa. So that 6-month visa, after I reached India, like within 2 weeks, which is a rule, Indian rule for all the students, is a rule that within 2 weeks of your arrival in India, you have to what? To register. You have to get your visa to be registered, which they call it the FRO. So after that, they will keep updating you, like you have to update your visa according to the given time on your passport. So it happened that people will ignore that. It's not ignorant. No one, I believe no one will ignore that. But some people, like the first thing I said, which is it happened. I do even have a friend who forgot to update his visa, so he ended up to pay penalty for that. That is okay. Like, solving it, as long as you solve it, I have no issue with that. But some people will ignore it. Like, let's say you broke the visa, no matter the reason. Like, some people, they will come here, they will have other issue with the college, with the family, financially, whatever the reason, let's say, okay? And you broke the visa, okay? And you can't solve it. So what are you expecting? What are you expecting to happen? It is like you are going against the government rule and regulation. So this can be one of the reasons why is the Indian government deporting African student or the international student back home, because without visa, it's like you are staying illegally. You are against the visa rule. So I don't blame Indian government for doing that, because it is your responsibility to keep updating your visa, and it is your responsibility to do what is required to avoid breaking such rules. So another major reason also, which is trending nowadays, and we became known for it as African, and we end up being deported home, is about the drugs, guys. Crime, I can say crimes, drugs, and whips. Those are the illegal things which Indian government will never agree or support with any international student. Not only international student, I think for every citizen in India. So what happened is that, yeah, like myself, I don't know, I'm going to speak from my own background. I don't know, like African countries, like the Africa itself is a continent, so for sure I won't be having that much information about the 54 countries. So let me speak like as a South Sudanese. Like I can say I do have in my country also a lot of people there who are addicted to the drugs and with those legal things. So what happened is that they will come India here, and what really make them to become more addicted, because when we come India here, guys, we are only alone here. Like there is no one responsible for us. Our parents are not here. It is only us alone getting our own, like let's say getting our own salaries, staying in our own rooms. Like we have the full freedom to do whatever we want. So this is where the temptation is coming, because people will come here, they start following other people, start following other celebrities, their role models, or getting into other temptation with the wrong stuff that they never experienced before, and they end up into trouble. So most, I can't say most, it is few of the people who are here in India, like the African student, who usually end up in that trouble, because some people, mostly who, those people, they are, most of them, they started this drug deal is not from India, believe me. I can say few will start from here, but most of them is, I think this is something in them before they come India, and when they come India, they find the full freedom, so they start buying the drugs, the weeds, and they do whatever they can sell it or whatever business they want to do. And you know, we should also know the group of the people we are moving with them to avoid such temptation, guys. This is one of the biggest problems which India will never entertain it, and they are really taking it so serious. And I experienced that from few of my friends who got, or few of the African people I used to follow some news also. A lot of Africans got deported back home, which they got involved in the drug. Like it doesn't matter whether you got involved as African or local people, just know as long as they catch you with the drug, you're going to face the consequence according to the Indian rules and regulations. So this is just the few information I'm giving. It is also important for all the new students who are planning to come India to keep in mind that if you're a drug dealer and you're coming to India, please try to avoid that, because India government is very strict, and you know India, like the police, like they are very serious, and it's a developed country whereby it can be easily detected. They can easily know if you're doing something wrong. Like sometimes suddenly they can even come into your home, because once you come India here, your address should be known by the Indian government. As a student, the Indian government also has to know where you're staying, whether in the hostel or outside, because they want to avoid you from engaging into the other illegal stuff, guys. So this is what I can say. And yeah, from my own point of view, I don't see anything wrong with the Indian government. So far they are doing what they should do. And to all my brothers who are coming to study here, kindly come, do what you're supposed to do, do the purpose or the main things you're supposed to be here for it. And whatever you want to do after going back, if you want to sell weed, smoke weed, that is your country, you can handle it here. But taking such risk in a foreign country is really risky. And this is whereby some Africans will start complaining that the Indian government are treating them bad, they are beating them, jailing them. Yeah, because it happened that, like, let's say I have a friend who will smoke weed, is a drug dealer, and I don't do that. Let's say, just assume like that, and I usually move with that friend, okay? Let's say one day they catch that friend, or let's say in the same time they catch that friend smoking weed, and like between me and him, we know I don't smoke, but he smoke. But let's say the police just catch you suddenly, guys. Will the police tell that you don't smoke and he's the only one smoking? They don't care. They are not going to ask about that only when it's required. So they will beat you guys up here. They will take you to the jail. They can do whatever they want to do because it's like going against the rule. I know a few Africans, they experience this thing which made them to hate the Indian government, because I believe some like got involved in the drug crime whereby they are not drug dealers. So to avoid such thing, don't move with the people who are drug dealers. Keep yourself safe. If your friend smoke, let him do whatever he do in his own place, own peace. Stay on your own lane to avoid being involved when when your drug friend get catch later on. So this is what I can say. Thank you so much. All the best for all the foreign or international or African student in India, and love you all.